Welcome everyone. Today is May 15th, 2024, and this is like the 8th time I've tried to make this video. There's so much traffic, so I apologize for the noise, but I live next to a main highway. I'm also on a very busy road, so I'm doing my best. So I'm sorry if you hear a lot of the traffic, but I wanted to show you what I got at the yard sale. So my neighbor on the side road, his parents, for whatever reason, they had to go to a nursing home. And that meant they had to leave their home, which was down the street from me. I don't know them, but the neighbor, they and the family took what they wanted, and then they were just going to put the rest in a yard sale. So my neighbor picked me up and drove me down there to see if there's anything I wanted the day before the yard sale. And because I need like everything, but at a like cheap rock bottom price of like next to nothing or free. And so the first thing I saw were these bins. So I don't have a garage, I don't have a basement, I don't have anything for storage. It's horrible really here. It's really hard and stressful, and it's just awful. And I did build, so on the front part of my house, when I first bought the house, I was able to borrow some money to get some building supplies because there was no porch, there was nothing. You open the door and you have jumped down in the mud. Like, it was horrible. And I figured, well, if I'm gonna build something, might as well build it right, because I planned on using the deck for different things. So I built a deck off of the front door where the kitchen is, and then I built a separate deck off of the main door. So the small deck, I enclosed it, put up walls and everything. The neighbor helped me, so I call that the addition. It's really just an enclosed front porch. So I've been using that as kind of like a garage. I have some wood shelves I built with the leftover plywood, and they're full, but that's my pantry and all kinds of other stuff like for the house. But I did buy some metal shelves from Costco, the really nice ones. I've gotten them at a really cheap price, but I don't have anything to put on them to actually sort and organize stuff. So I thought like these would be an awesome option, because even at Walmart, clear plastic storage bins are like $10 and up. They're just ridiculous here, and it's for cheap, flimsy plastic. Now these are from the grocery store that I shop at, the Real Canadian Superstore. I don't remember the price because it's been a long time since I've looked, but I think they were like 10 or 15 bucks a piece. It was ridiculous. And so I saw a whole pile of these for $3. I'd love to have bought them all, because they're excellent in a garage for storage, but they're also good to carry groceries in, or if you have a garden, you can take, because they have these carrying straps, so you can go out in your garden, put your stuff in here, and you can carry it. So they're multi-purpose, and that's what I like. But I got these from a metal shelf because I can just slide them right on the shelf and put, extension cords in one, tools in another, all that stuff. So for $3 each, I thought that would be, a good deal. So I got some of those. And then over here, I thought this was the whole set of encyclopedias. Now, when I was moving here, unfortunately, I don't want to say I lived in a bad area, because it was always known for being a good area, but it went to crap really fast. So it used to be a really nice, beautiful area. It was all family homes. No. The investors from the big country of the sea, they have big, basically like organizations and stuff, and mostly based in Toronto. And so all these investors from the country with the big C came, and they started buying up most of the property in Canada that they can possibly get, that was like in cities and things like that. So when they started buying up all the properties in Windsor, they were buying up almost all the houses near the universities. And then what they do is they take these nice family homes, they divide it up into as many bedrooms as they possibly can, and rent it out by the room. So normally you could rent a whole house for $600 plus utilities. That was always the rate. then all of a sudden, within like just a few short years, it ended up going from $600 to rent a house plus utilities for the whole house to about $600 per room. And they would divide everything up. They would even take like a living room, divide it in half and make a bedroom. And they would take the basements and make it all bedrooms. And they were, you know, getting like $2,000 something a month just by dividing the whole house up into bedrooms. And then you just have like a kitchen and bathroom. So anyways, that was the start of the decline of the area. And then it drove out all the people in the good family homes, and it drove up the prices of the homes. And now people can't even afford to buy a house. You can't afford to rent. There's no options. It was horrible. And then it just became a massive amount of thieves and bums and addicts and everything. So when I was moving, it was like 10 years before that, because I lived at that house for 7 years. I also lived across the street before I moved there. So, you know, it was just really going downhill. There was a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, you can't have anything. I've even seen them come in broad daylight and steal your recycle bins at the road after recycle goes by, because they don't want to pay a couple dollars at the store. They steal your Herbie garbage cans because they don't want to buy one. They go in broad daylight, they go on your porch and they go in your backyard. You know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're in your backyard looking for whatever they can steal. It was horrible. So when I was moving, a lot of my stuff got stolen. I was bringing stuff outside in the back where you can't see anything, and it was behind my metal sea can that I was storing stuff in. And this is like right in the city, you know, and you couldn't see anything. But then I went in the house to go pack more stuff. I needed a little bit of a break. I come back outside and they'd already went and stole everything while I had my back turned in my house. They had stole so much of my stuff, and I don't even know what they stole because it was just all thrown in boxes so I can move out of there as fast as possible. Then when I was moving, the movers stole a whole bunch of my stuff. So, you know, it's just been hard, and I'm trying to replace things. So one of the things that got stolen was I had a whole brand new set of encyclopedias. I love books, I like things in print, and I love information, like actual truth. Like, you know, I'm not interested in all this new stuff because I don't trust anything they put in there. But if you can find really old books, they're usually really good information and you can learn things. So I thought this was the whole set. So did the neighbor. We just glanced real quick because we were trying to rush. And I thought it was a whole set. So I bought the encyclopedias to replace the ones that were stolen. And then I just realized today, I'm like, wait a minute, it only goes to H. Where's the rest? So I messaged the neighbor to see if he can figure out where the rest of the encyclopedias are. Maybe he can ask his parents when he goes to visit them at the nursing home, where's the other half? But I know sometimes people, you know, back in the day would buy them by the book because they can't afford the whole set. So I wonder if maybe there isn't another half. Maybe that's all they could afford. But anyways, you know, I mean, I paid $10. It's not the whole set, but it's a lot less than $1 a book, so I'm not going to complain. Still good information. So the first book is a family medical guide. The second and third book, the blue ones, is actually a dictionary. So it's divided in two. So there's volume 1, A to M, then volume 2, N to Z. So, you know, there's dictionary, there's medical book, and then there's half of an encyclopedia set. So, okay. That was a little bit of a mistake, but it's fine. Then something else I need is extension cords. I do have one, and it's fine, but they're so expensive here. It's horrible. And I cannot pay like $80 and up for an extension cord unless you want like a 2-foot extension cord. Then they're probably like 15, 20. But I saw this one, and the neighbor, I can't remember if he said it was 50 feet or 150 feet, I don't know. But I just know it's an extension cord and it's 3-pronged. So very important because most things are 3-pronged. So I want to make sure I have an extension cord that is 3-pronged. So, and again, the older stuff, usually it's much better quality than this stuff. This one, it says Levington, I think it is. I saw a little bit of writing. Leviton, no, it's not an I-N-G, it's Leviton, Leviton. Anyways, it's 125 volts and it's 3-prong, and it was made in Mexico, not China, and it was $10. So if I went to the store, I know they're like 80 bucks and up. So $10, that's fine. I think that was fine. Now, one thing I saw that caught my eye, but I thought, oh, well, I don't have enough money, I can't buy them, was these screwdrivers, because they remind me of my dad. So my dad passed away, let's see, next month it'll be 2 years ago. My dad is the only one I had left in my family that was actually a good person, and I was closer to my dad than anyone because I'm the only one that actually cared about him. Nobody else did. They were really horrible to my dad, but they're just evil, rotten people anyways. So they're like that to everyone. But my dad is the only one I had left, and when he passed, I've always been my dad's favorite. That was no secret. And I've always been closer to my dad. And anyways, my dad is no secret. He'd want me to have everything. And he's always tried to help me. But my mother will not allow it because, anything good or positive in my life, that makes her mad because, she's just evil and rotten and takes pride in, the misery and suffering of others. That's just the way she is. And there's a lot of people like that. So I don't care who it is. If it's someone a stranger on the street, a family member, I personally think that it's not good to have certain kinds of people in your life in any way because of what it does to, your overall health and your wellness and your life. It brings you down. And so, I haven't talked to these people in, I don't even remember how long. So, that to me, they don't exist. I've cut them all out of my life, and it's the best thing I ever did. I try really hard to surround myself with only good, positive people that are kind, considerate, respectful, and take pride in helping people and seeing people do well and wanting to help people better their life, because that's just what everyone should do. So, these are the kind of people I like to be around, people that are good to animals, people that, just help others because it makes you feel good. When you see someone needs help and there's something you can do and you're able to, you're supposed to feel good, not take pride in, oh, well, I'm not going to help them, and it makes you feel good because you can watch their suffering. Like, that's horrible. So anyways, I have never had anything to do with them for a very, very long time, and it's just the best thing. But my dad was, stuck. And anyways, my dad, he's tried very hard to help me. But my mother always prevented that. She would never let my dad help me because, her and my grandmother, they all take pride in the worse my life is, the happier they are. So if my dad does anything for me, then they get pissed off and mad. They don't want to see me successful or have anything good in my life. They want me like homeless and in a homeless shelter, literally, because it would make them feel good. They're just sick. That's just what they're like. So anyways, when my dad passed away, I got absolutely nothing from my dad because that's just what they're like. They know my dad would want me to have everything, and especially things that are going to help me with my fixing up my house and all that stuff. So they purposely never made sure I never even got one thing, not even a picture, nothing. But so when I saw these screwdrivers, they reminded me of my dad because my dad had them. So I asked the neighbor, how much after I got home, how much were those screwdrivers? They were only 50 cents a piece. So I thought, okay, well, I can send an e-transfer. So I'll rearrange some things. And I wanted to make sure I got these screwdrivers because they remind me of my dad, and I never got anything. So I got 40 of them. So I paid $20 and I got all these screwdrivers. I mostly just wanted the yellow ones and the yellow and red because that's what my dad had. But again, this older stuff I find is better quality. I have purchased some screwdrivers from Canadian Tire that were Mastercraft, and they were garbage. I use them and it's like they strip almost as like every time you use them. They're just garbage. They're crap. So, you know, I'm finding that some of the older stuff is so much better quality. So for 50 cents a piece, I think I got a decent deal. But it's more just for sentimental purposes. So the first ones, okay, these are fuller. One I think is broken, so I don't know. I don't think he noticed that. Unless it's supposed to be like a half moon screwdriver. I think it's broken. Anyways, I'm not worried about it. These two just say, I don't know, made in China. This one's in Chinese, I don't know. But these ones are all fuller, and it says Canada. And then go over here. These are Stanley. Stanley is good. This one here has different screws inside that you can change it to. This one, I can't read it, but it's made in Canada. Then these ones are Mastercraft. I just asked them for a variety, but mostly the yellow and red ones. And these ones I've never seen before. I don't know what the heck it is. I think you put your screw in here because you push this button. I've never seen these before, but anyways, there's 3 of them, 3 different ones. So, oh no, 5 different ones. So, oh yeah, these rocks are from my 5-gallon buckets, and so I'm trying not to trip on them, but for my gardens. But I did get these screwdrivers, so all of these were 20 bucks for the whole set. I will say my dad, he knows what all of them are like, so before I moved, I did tell my dad, I said, you know, if anything happens to you, I'm not going to see anything. He said, oh yeah, I know, they'll probably sell it all or, you know, junk all my stuff. He knows what they're like. So I told my dad, if there's anything you want me to have, make sure you give it to me now, just in case, just to be on the safe side. He did, but it wasn't what I thought. So I thought there were some things that were my grandfather's that he was going to give me, but my dad, I don't think he thought that he was going to pass away, like especially so soon. So a lot of the stuff I know he wants me to have, it's sentimental to him, so he kept it, not knowing that he was going to die soon. But he did bring me some really old pictures that used to hang in his bedroom when he was a little boy that belonged to my great grandparents, and those pictures were from like the 1800s. I personally, I don't like them, but it's sentimental, you know. It's what meant the most to my dad. So, you know, it's just, I'm happy with that because it makes him feel at peace knowing that what meant the most to him is not gonna just end up tossed at the road in the garbage or sold at a yard sale. So, I mean, I did get something, but it's not what I wanted. But I don't think I'll ever put them up in my house unless it's like in the back of a closet or something. But he did also give me some pictures too of me with his parents. Well, they died when I was 2, so there's not very many, but I mean, I did at least get those things. But I'll go over here. So for one thing I've always loved is candles. But the problem with candles is when you burn them, all of the fumes and stuff, everything that's in, all the chemicals in the wick and the wax, it goes in the air and you breathe that in. So I know they're not healthy for you, even though I love them. But I got this whole set of candles that run by battery. I didn't even notice. I thought they were all battery, but apparently this one, it says flameless LED candle with wireless speaker. I didn't know that. And there's the charger, so I'll have to actually my electric toothbrush charger might fit in there, but I don't know anything about a speaker. But so I'll have to see if I can figure something out with these. I don't know what these are. I've actually just noticed the bottom of this today because I don't know what that is, but most of them do have batteries. So I got the whole set for $1. So for $1, I'll take my chances. They just have to be washed. All this stuff has to be washed. But then I also had, again, you buy new stuff and it's garbage. I bought a brand new tape measure at Canadian Tire, and it was a name brand. And would it last me like 1 year? Because I was measuring the wood to build my big raised bed. That's also a fence. And when I pull it all the way, like to the end, it always rolls back no problem. But this one time it just won't go back. So it's been like that since last fall. So every time I have to measure something, I have to pull the whole roll of measuring tape behind me because it doesn't roll up. And that's what I've been using. But I saw this one, and you know, all this stuff, you think, oh my gosh, it's like, that's gross, it's old and stuff. But I'm telling you, this old stuff is probably going to outlast any of the new stuff. All it needs, you know, it just needs a good cleaning. That's all it needs, good cleaning. But so I'm going to clean this up, and I've actually been using it already. So this tape measure is probably ancient, but it's probably also going to outlast the junk that they sell brand new. So I got that for $2, and I needed one actually that day. Now, this is another thing I got here. So I've been looking for stainless steel cookie utensils. I do have some, but a lot of my stuff got stolen. So I'm always checking like the dollar store. We don't really have a dollar store. Everything is $1.25 to $5. And they get a lot of name brand stuff, so then you're paying like the $5. And some of that stuff is crap. So I found a stainless steel ladle, and it was an Oneida brand, but it just bends so easily. The whole handle, you just like just touch it a little bit and it bends, and it for $5 at the dollar store. So it's really hard to find anything good. And I found this stainless steel bucket with all of these, and it's Arco steel made in India, and all of these are super thick and heavy. Oh, this one's Oneida, but they're super thick and heavy utensils here. Actually, all the other ones are Arco steel made in India, stainless steel. So all of that and all of these, which I didn't actually need, all this plastic stuff, the whole thing with all of this was crammed in there for $5. Well, that's like less than 50 cents a piece. So, you know, I was able to get all this stainless steel stuff I wanted for a lot cheaper than the dollar store. And then I got all this. So, I mean, this is actually, I'm just going to put this away because you never know when you need like this plastic stuff. So, you know, if I ever do, like once I move, if I ever do have any like get-togethers or anything like that with good people, you know, the plastic stuff could always be used for cold things. I don't use plastic for anything that's hot, but you could always use this for, you know, different things. So I'm just going to wash that, pack it away, so if I do need it, then I have it. And and then there's like a whole set of some measuring spoons and a silicone. Actually, I'll probably use a silicone brush. But, you know, for $5, I only needed that. I got all of it with it. So even just $5 for the container and all of those is less than $1 a piece. So that was an excellent deal. And then I was able to get a level to add to my tool collection. So this one here was $5. So, and again, don't forget I'm in Canada. So, you know, I know in the States you could probably buy one brand new for $5 somewhere, but here, I mean, it just needs to get washed because it was in a woodwork shop, so it has a lot of sawdust on it. But, you know, it's got a ruler on one side too, so I'm just gonna wash it up, and I think it's good. It's aluminum, it's not plastic. So that is what I got. Plus, I actually did get one other thing, but I didn't bring it out because it's glass and I don't want it to break. So I did get something for myself because, oh yeah, almost all of my Christmas and holiday decorations were also stolen. I do have a few things, but mostly everything was stolen. And I don't like anything that has Santa Claus, because I could tell you what Santa Claus really is and what that stands for, and I don't want anything Santa Claus in my house. And I'm not really into that holiday stuff, but I like the feel of decorating for winter. Not necessarily Christmas with Santas and that, but winter. I love just like Christmas decorations, but more of like a winter theme. And I did get a beautiful big glass, it's like a candle holder thing with a big glass like shade for like with like a holiday theme on it. It was just really gorgeous. So I did get that one thing for myself. But this is what I got in my yard sale haul, and it's not much, but I was pretty happy with these bins because that's saving me a ton of money, not having to go to Walmart. So $3 a piece was a good deal. Like I said, it's multi-purpose, so I can use it in the garden. You can use it for groceries. You can use it for just anything. But I think they're great for a garage, for on a shelf, and you can just you know, keep stuff in there. Even if you're in a pantry, you could even put like your different like snacks and your different like, you know, you can organize things in your pantry, or even just like your like dishes and stuff. You can have different kind of like plastics containers in one or something in another. And so when you're dealing with like tight spaces or limited areas to organize, you know, it's good to have multi-purpose things. So very happy with those. And I am going to get back to my work because I still have a lot more garden seeds to plant. And it's supposed to be, well, it's supposed to be cloudy today, but it actually rained, and then it says for the rest of the week it's like cloudy and rain, but you don't know what you're gonna get each day. So it might just be cloudy, it might rain, or you might get sun. So I'm going to do a little bit more work growing my seeds. So I hope everyone has, I'm trying to adjust this tripod here. So I hope everyone has an awesome rest of their week, and that you can find some good deals for things that you need or want and at cheap prices. And I will see you on the next video.